Hey there gardeners, Chris from Garden Steading here today. I've had a seed delivery and I've just ordered a couple of kind of more interesting seeds, I would say, stuff that I haven't seen available at local sellers, things that I've come across in doing a bit of research online that sounded good or that I've had or seen in real life, I guess you'd say. And we've got our delivery from Seeds of Plenty here. They're actually in Victoria, so we're up in New South Wales. And this little package has arrived. I'll take you through what we've got as the starting point, because this was the stuff that I found kind of interesting. Now, I did order a Balinese sweet corn, as you can see here. This is not going to be going into the garden until they're recommending for our climate between September and January. Now, I gave corn a try last year, not very successfully, and next year, or it won't really be next year, but later this year, I'm going to give it another go. And apparently, this was a nice little grower. So, yeah, it is a heirloom variety and smaller cobs than a traditional kind of corn that you'd get in the supermarket. I think it was quite interesting because obviously I've been to Bali, beautiful country, and I thought this would be a really cool little way of growing something. Again, so it being a Balinese corn, I'm assuming that is true, that it comes from the country, and the naming actually has some kind of connection there, but I thought that was pretty cool. Now, very, very much related to that is another corn / maize, and this one is the Mandan variety, and as you can see here, it is a very, very dark coloured traditional maize, as they're calling it. And maize is kind of important. It's something that we probably take for granted in our diet, like our personal diet, not speaking for all of Australia here. We don't eat a lot of corn. Like, we buy fresh corn at $1.50 a cob. It is quite pricey, and as a result, it's not in a lot of our food. And we don't eat a lot of stuff that has corn in it either. So anyway, regardless of that fact, I thought it'd be really interesting to try and grow these again and do like the 3-sister growing technique, which would be really cool. And these are a little bit different than kind of the more regular corns that you'd normally be growing, and certainly the normal seeds that I've seen at our local nurseries. Not that there's anything wrong with those, but I thought I'd do something a little bit different. We did get a little complimentary packet of seeds here, which is chives, which will be very, very welcome. And those are sowable in February to June. And that's really good because that means we can sow them straight away, which is always nice. It's nice to try some additional things in the garden. Something I also got was this thyme. So this is a creeping thyme. I saw it on the website and I kind of thought, you know what, we'll give it a go. Again, this is a later sowing for us here in the subtropics, and as a result, yeah, it won't be going in until much later in the year, but it can go in the collection as something that we will be putting in when we get a chance. Now, one of the seeds that I'm quite excited about, and this is something we found in a local market. Someone obviously was growing it and we bought some vegetable and we were like, wow, that's awesome. So the snake bean, particularly exciting. This is a red noodle variety. I did check with my wife, who said we've actually got some other seeds, a different variety, I think a black seeded variety. And the reason that we bought these is, as I said, we bought a bunch of them from a local market, and at the time when I looked them up, they kind of said, oh, you know, they're good in stews and stuff like that. So I kind of said to myself, they're maybe not the nicest thing to eat, because normally we just blanch our beans and just eat them kind of like that. So maybe they were a little bit tough for doing that. But the ones we got at the market were absolutely amazing. They were really good, even blanched in things. They were awesome. And growing our own beans would be great. Obviously, again, this is an August to June sowing, so we've got a while to wait until we get to that period. However, I'd really, really like to grow these, because beans, if we're buying a bag of beans a week, which is pretty typical, we buy beans or beanettes or something like that, so like green beans whole, you know, that's $5-6 a week, if not more. They're just getting more and more expensive. That's an easy thing to grow, and the snake beans seems like a good way of doing that. And they're a long bean, and I've heard lots of good things about them. So we will see if that's true for us. And because a local market seller was selling them, they're obviously growing them fairly local, so we should be able to as well. Now, the whole reason I placed this order was for these. And this is the raspberry, but it is the black cap raspberry. So it is the black raspberry. And this is meant to be really, really a cool form of raspberry. We've had some issues with berries, mainly because I haven't done a good job in getting them going and putting them in good spots and all that kind of stuff. These can be sown from June, so we're getting close, and I am super excited to give these a go because my wife loves raspberries. We do buy them when they're cheap, but when they're like $5 a punnet, there's just no way. So we do buy quite a lot of raspberries. We are going to try and get more berries growing, and I thought the black cap raspberry, which is meant to be a really, really nice raspberry, would be one to try. Now, importantly, very, very importantly, I think blackberries are pretty bad. They're pretty rubbish. Maybe the homegrown ones are better, but the stuff you buy in stores is normally, it doesn't taste good, the texture's okay, but it's very seedy. I just think blackberries are pretty mediocre, so which is why I'm looking at raspberries and the one that I'm going to focus on, and maybe strawberries, which we've got another delivery from another place I'm going to cover in a separate video with some exciting other berries that we're going to give a go at. But anyway, so I couldn't find anyone selling black cap raspberries. I have seen golden raspberries for sale locally. We've got one that's not going that well down in the garden that I'm hoping we can get going a bit better. But this I'm going to do really kind of specially. I'm going to put a lot of effort into trying to get these going so that we could get some black raspberries or black cap raspberries. So yeah, those are from Seeds of Plenty. Nice little bonus that I'm going to try and make sure I don't dox myself here. We do have this little document they've sent out for us, and that is a companion planting chart, which is a great little chart that you can chuck up on your fridge if you're interested in kind of plants that you would plant together. And I feel like that's a great little addition. Obviously, something like that is really, really useful because often if I'm down in the garden and when I'm planning things out, I'm having to grab the phone out and check. And if I've written down some notes of what needs to be done for each plant, this is a really good reference point. So very, very happy to get that from Seeds of Plenty. And they sent that out very, very quickly. Obviously, just getting a seed delivery, it's very easy for them to mail it out to you. So that's really cool. And we've got some slightly unusual kind of things for the garden. So very, very, very excited about that side of things. And stay tuned for the other video where we've got some bulbs, some runners, some things like that from another company.